About 3 years ago, I got my first Rubik's Cube ever. It's this 3x3 right here. And ever since then, I've been collecting more cubes almost non-stop. And now, in 2022, I have 63 puzzles in total. Some of them are regular 3x3s, like this one, and some of them are really strange cubes that you may have never seen before. So in this video, I'm going to show you each and every one of them. So let's get into it. Alright, let's start with 2x2s. So I don't have very many 2x2s because this Vulc 2M is my main, and I mained it for a while, but recently it's been starting to get a lot worse, so I'll probably be looking for a new one soon, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. This is the first 2x2 I ever got. I don't actually know what brand it is because I bought it off of Amazon from a brand that takes speed cubes and resells them with different names, so I could probably figure it out, but I haven't yet. I actually have another of the exact same 2x2, except it's inside this cactus. And yes, this is a 2x2. If you haven't seen my latest video, then go check it out. It explains how I made this. And last up for 2x2s, I have these 3 mini 2x2s. And my plan for these is to make some shape mods, kind of like the cactus I just showed you. Except the thing about the cactus is that it's really big, like it could hardly fit in the camera frame. So with smaller 2x2s, I'll be able to make shape mods that are the size of maybe like a regular 2x2. So that's my plan for these, and that's it for 2x2s. So next up is 3x3s, and boy do I have a lot of them. But that's kind of expected because they are the original cube. So I have 28 of them in total, and now I'm going to show you each one. So I think it makes sense to start with this cube. This is my first Rubik's Cube ever. Not just 3x3, my first cube of any type. I got it for free, and as you can see, it's a little bit worn down. And it doesn't turn super well, but it brings back a lot of memories every time I pick this thing up. I've only been cubing for 3 years, so it's not actually that long since I got this, but it's just crazy how many cubes I have now, even though I only had one 3 years ago. And as you can see, it says Rubik's on it, but I'm not sure if it's actually made by Rubik's. My guess would be not, but again, I'm not sure. Next up is the second 3x3 I ever got. This is a Moyu Rs3m. No, not magnetic, it's just a Moyu 3. And boy, has this thing been through a lot. I've dropped this thing in a mud puddle, and I've done this to it. But it's still holding together. I never use it, obviously, because I have better cubes now, but I like to keep it on my shelf. And here's an exact duplicate of that cube, except it's one that I bought like a couple months ago. Why? I totally forget. I have no idea. This cube is called the Duncan 3x3 cube. I'm pretty sure it's not sold anywhere online other than Amazon, obviously. So I bought it at a gift store, mostly because it had a white plastic cube, and I don't have any of those. Obviously I knew it wouldn't turn very well, but it's just cool to have a white plastic cube. Next up is this stickered 3x3, and I've had this for a while, and if I can remember correctly, I think I got it for free when I made a purchase from the cubicle for like exceeding a certain price on my order, but it might not have been from that. I can't forget, it's been a while. And I think it's a Chi cube, but it doesn't say it anywhere, and I've definitely thrown the box away, so I guess I'll never know. This next cube is also pretty special to me. This is the GTS3. It's not the magnetic version, and I never use it, so you're probably wondering why it's special to me. Well, I unboxed this in a video where I unboxed a mystery cube from the cubicle, and that's the first video that ever got like over 1,000 views on my channel, so it's pretty special to me. And no, it did not come with this sticker on it. I put that there for some reason. It turns pretty well, and it would be cool to have the magnetic version, but I don't see myself getting that in the future. This next 3x3 is my first ever GAN cube. I got this thing a few months after I started cubing, when my friend introduced me to actual speed cubing sites and companies that made speed cubes. I remember unboxing this thing and thinking how crazy good it felt after making a non-magnetic Moyu cube. Next up is a cube that is literally unhated. I'm pretty sure everyone has tried this cube at some point, and it's just a really nice cube, mostly because of the fact that it turns well. It's a great speed cube, but it's only $8, so you probably know what I'm talking about. This is the Moyu Rs3m 2020. And it did not come with this sticker. I put that on again. I made this thing for about a year. I probably have about 5,000 to 6,000 solves on it, and I really love this thing, although now I have the newer version, which I'll show you next. So here it is. This is the Moyu, let my camera focus. This is the Moyu Rs3m 2021. It's basically the same cube that I just showed you, except it has maglev technology, which I'm not going to explain, but I have a video on it that I'll link in the description. So it's just a little bit better than the older version. A lot of people say it's blockier, which I somewhat agree with, but I still think it's better than the last version. And this is my current main, and I also have about 5,000 to 6,000 solves on it. This right here is the Rubik's Connected. It's made by Rubik and Skewb. If you don't know who Skewb is, they're a company that makes smart cubes. And as you can see, this is where it charges and it connects to my phone, so I don't have to press anything to start the timer. I'm assuming you guys know what smart cubes are. I'm just explaining it in case there's some non-cubers watching or anybody else. Sticking with smart cubes, this is the GAN 356i, and I notice it's really bright on the camera, so I'm sorry about that. But this is another smart cube made by GAN, so as you could expect, it does turn better than the Rubik's Connected. However, almost everyone hates the app that comes with this thing. It's not easy to use, and that's what makes me not use this cube very much. The reason I got this was because it was on sale for half off, so I just couldn't resist. This is the Skewb MS3 V1M, kind of a long name, but a friend got this for me not too long ago, and I've been playing around with it, and it is by far the quietest cube I have. Just listen to this. I mean, obviously you can still hear it, but it just sounds a lot different than some of my other cubes like this. So this is my cube of choice to use at school just because of how quiet it is. And it also feels really good. It feels very smooth and cloudy. That's how I'd describe it. Next up, we've got another GAN cube. This is the GAN 356M, although if you pay attention, you might have noticed the red internals, and that's because this is the New edition, which is the edition they released for the Chinese New Year 1 or 2 years ago, I forget. But I got this thing and I keep it on display just because of how cool it looks. Here's another GAN cube. This is the GAN 356X, and this one is also really special to me because this is the cube that GAN sent me for winning one of their cubography competitions. And if you don't know what cubography is, it's basically just taking photos of cubes and posting them on Instagram. So you can go check me out there if you want to see some of my cubography. So I got this cube a while ago, and I'm not sure if you can tell from this camera angle, but it is a lot smaller than most cubes. That's because this is the YJ Z-Long. It's either Z-Long or G-Long, the YJ G-Long mini cube. And I got this because I thought it would be really good for one-handed solves. And obviously it is because of the size. But I personally just don't like how it turns, so I haven't been using it. This cube might have trouble fitting on the camera, but this is the Chi 9cm cube. So this is almost twice the size of a normal 3x3, not quite. Or it's more than twice the volume, but not quite twice the height. And I got it just because of how cool it looked on the website. And it's surprisingly really smooth to turn, and it's just really fun. And to go in the opposite direction, here are all my mini 3x3s. This one I got for free from a cubicle order, once again for like passing a certain amount of price on the order. This one, I think I might have bought it because I wanted to own all of the mini 3x3s at some point. In my opinion, this is the best turning mini 3x3, so I will tell you guys what it's called in a second. Alright, so I just looked through all of my past orders, and it's called the Z Mini 3x3 Keychain Cube. So if you want a keychain cube that turns well, I would go with this one. And yes, surprisingly, I think that one turns better than the GAN 330 Mini. It's like they were trying to make it a speed cube, so it doesn't work with how small it is. It's like too fast, kind of. And I know I could put some lube in it that slows it down, but let's be honest, I'm not going to put that much effort into a mini cube. So we're getting down to the end of our 3x3s, but here's a cool one that I have never solved, and it's one of the only cubes that I have that I've never solved. It probably wouldn't be that hard to solve, I just haven't put a whole lot of effort into it. Maybe I will someday. But as you can see, it's a dollar bill 3x3, and it may look sort of easy, but it's not, trust me. So we've got two more 3x3s, and both of them are 3D printed. This one obviously is stickered, and the other one isn't. And the thing about these is they were fun to make, but neither of them turn well. I'm still working on a design for a 3x3 that works well. This one has a really simple design. The internals are like really blocky, but I designed it and 3D printed it, and I have a video on that I'll link in the description. This one is actually designed like a real speed cube, if you can, hold on, if this will focus. It's actually designed like a good speed cube. However, for some reason, it almost turns even worse than the first one. I'm not sure why. Some of my measurements must have been wrong, but as you can see, it doesn't even really hold itself together very well. So someday I'll work on a better design. So that's it for my 3x3s, and next we'll go on to 4x4s. This right here is the Megaminx 4, the non-magnetic version. This was the first 4x4 I ever got, but other than that, it's not really special because not too long after, I got the Chi MS 4x4, and it was on sale, and it was cheap to begin with anyways, so I got it, and I really liked it for its price, and I used it for a while. But then recently, I got the MGC 4x4, which most people think is one of the best, up in the top 3 at least. Just like most of the other MGC cubes. So this is my main now, and it probably will be for a long time. For 5x5s, these are both the same exact cube. It's the Megaminx 5 non-magnetic. I got these a few months after I started cubing, and I had no idea how to solve them, so they were a mystery to me for a while. I got the MGC 5x5, which is also my main, and it probably will be for a while. I don't really do 5x5 that much, but it's still fun every now and then. So I don't have any 6x6s, but these are my 7x7s. They're both the same cube. One is just stickered and one's stickerless. This is the MGC 7x7, which I bought right as it was released from the cubicle, and I've loved it ever since. It's just a really amazing 7x7. And this is the same cube, and I got it in a mystery box, which is why I have a duplicate of it. And it feels the exact same, but it's stickered. So those are my 7x7s. And the only other N/N cube I have is this 11x11. This is the Megaminx 11x11, obviously non-magnetic. And this cube, I've solved it, I think 5 times, maybe 6 times. And as you can see, I like to make patterns on it. Yeah, it's just a really nice cube to have. So that's all of my N/N puzzles. So now let's go into other types. So now I'm going to do the rest of my WCA puzzles, and then I'll move on to shape mods and other things. So here is the X-Men Bell Pyraminx V1. This has been my main pretty much forever. Actually forever, because it's my only Pyraminx. And I'm pretty satisfied with it. I really like it a lot. And I've heard some people say the V2 isn't as good. So I'm probably just going to stick with this one forever. This is the X-Men Galaxy V2M Megaminx. This is also my only Megaminx, and I really like it. You might notice that I switched the gray caps for the black ones, which I also like better because they're easier to recognize. This is the X-Men Wingy Magnetic Skewb. This is also my only Skewb, and Skewb is probably the puzzle I solved the least. So I haven't done many solves on this thing, but I kind of like it. Although my friend has a Skewb that I like a lot better, and I think that's the Aoyan, if I pronounce that right. This is the X-Men Volt Square 1, fully magnetic with black instead of yellow. And you'll notice that all of my side events are X-Men cubes because I just think they feel the best. Like, overall, they just feel really good, and I haven't found any that are much better yet. And this is probably one of my favorite puzzles in my collection just because of how good it looks. This is the Chi clock, and I did an unboxing video on this a while ago if you want to go see it. In this thing, all the parts just feel like butter. Like, I still don't know what the parts are called, but these, I think these are called pins. These feel so good. The dials, I think they're called, also really good. I just love this puzzle. Even though I don't use it a whole lot, it just looks so good. So that's it for WCA puzzles, and I have quite a few of shape mods and cuboids and that kind of stuff, so let's get on with that. This is the cube style Pyraminx, I think, and I hate it. This is the Chi Puromorphix, and this is, I think, the only other puzzle in my collection that I don't know how to solve. And I know it's really easy, I just haven't decided to learn how to solve it, so maybe I will when I have time. This is the Chi 3x3x2, and I find this thing really fun because you can do moves like this that I'm pretty sure you aren't supposed to be able to do. And similar to that is the Chi 2x2x3. I used to solve this thing all the time, but now I don't anymore. This is the Chi Axis Cube, and I think this is probably one of the most fun non-WCA puzzles in my collection. The only thing that I don't like about it is you have to align the sides pretty much perfectly to be able to turn it. But other than that, it's really fun. I think this is Chi too, but I'm not sure because I got it in a mystery box. But as you can see, this is a Master Pyraminx. And this thing was pretty easy to learn how to solve, and it's really fun. These are the two puppet cubes, and as you might be able to tell, I scrambled this one, and then I tried to solve it for like an hour, and I just couldn't get it, so I didn't bother scrambling this one because I know I wouldn't be able to solve it. This is the Chi Fluffy 3x3, which I don't understand the name for. And it's literally just a 3x3 that's designed to have bad corner cutting and hurt your fingers when you turn it. So yeah, it's kind of stupid, and why did I buy it? I have no idea. This is the cube style twist cube, and this is probably one of the most fun puzzles to show to a non-cuber because they are so amazed by it. Or not amazed, they just have no idea what's happening. This is the Chi green mirror blocks, and this one is really bright on the camera. But when I got this, it surprised me at how well it turns. Like, for the mechanism inside of it, it's really good turning. And I really like this puzzle too. This is the YJ Apple Cube. It solves just like a 3x3, except you get to skip some parts because some of the pieces are identical to each other. This is definitely one of my coolest puzzles in my collection. And I haven't attempted solving it like for real yet. I've mixed it up like 4 moves and tried to get it back. But I'm going to end up looking for a tutorial on it. And this is it's made by Mefferts. And I think, I'm not sure, it might be called like a ghost dodecahedron or something. I'm not sure. If someone can find that out for me, that'd be great. But anyways, I'll probably make a video on this thing soon just because of how cool it is. And I'll see if I can solve it without any help first. But then I'll look at a tutorial if I can't. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And for my last cube in my collection, I saved what is probably my biggest and most expensive cube in my entire collection. This thing is crazy. This is the GAN 1x1x2, and right now it's going for about $750, but you can use a discount code and get a discount. But if any of you guys want to get this and race me, hit me up sometime and we can do that. And this is the last cube in my video, so now let's go to the outro. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video too because some of my cubes I forgot I even had. So it was just fun to combine them into one place and see how many I really had. But other than that, that's all for this video. See you next time.